when should we choose to use like your focus wheel method to move us into the right direction?
Well, we have a better question for you because we have a better answer to this question, so we'll just ask it instead.
Okay.
We'll answer that question, but first we want to say it this way. Esther has a friend who has written a book called Why Your Life Sucks and What to Do About It. Wrote it many years ago. But Esther's favorite takeaway from the book was, when something is offered to you, it's either a hell yes or it isn't. And if it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. So rest with that sentiment for just a moment. And now think about the point at which things move from your vortex into your realization. Because you are the realizer of the impulse. You're the realizer of the emotion. You're the realizer of the thought that comes next. Mm-hmm. If you're really, 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 really in a bad mood, a no good, very bad mood, if you are really, really, really in a bad mood and somebody does something sweet, don't you go, that's nice. That's nice, go away. But if you're really, really, really in a wonderful mood and somebody does something nice, don't you take it in? Isn't the momentum of it more? And yes. So the more you have prepared yourself for the realization, then the more as ideas come to you, as the more you will realize. So what we're saying to you is, you're not the thinker of the thought. You're not the thinker of it. You're the receiver of it. Oh, that's big. You're the receiver of it. There aren't any new thoughts. There's just different combinations of thoughts. And as you put yourself in that vibrational place, you're the receiver of the thoughts. So when you feel really lucky, when you feel lucky, that's a tricky word, but we're just going to go with it. If you feel lucky, you're more likely to win when you go to Vegas. You just are. You just are. If you feel lucky, if you feel fortunate, if you feel blessed, if you feel like a fortunate person, then that's your point of attraction. And because you feel that way, as the stream of abundance is shined toward you, you translate it into things that work for you. But if you feel unlucky, if you feel deprived, if you feel taken advantage of, if you feel a victim, if you feel misunderstood, if you feel those things, then you're blocking your own reception. This is a wonderful conversation. It's an important conversation. And we think you're doing extremely well because you are a group of people who live in the real world and you want the things to be tangible. And it must seem freaky to you to be talking about cars and lovers and money and enterprises and houses from a vibrational standpoint, and yet that's the only standpoint that we can ever talk to you about anything that has to do with creation. That's how it works. That's how things end up in people's experience. And if you could get up close to the people that you're most interested in how they're doing, in other words, if you could be up close to someone who has a lot of something that you want, you would begin to recognize these pieces that we are giving you here. In other words, it's true. Sometimes people who are born into money continue to be prosperous. But why would that be? Because they feel fortunate relative to money. And it's true. Some people that are born into poverty, it's easy for them to continue that momentum. And why would that be? Because they've been feeling poverty. They've been feeling poor. In other words, we're not saying that the circumstances hasn't produced the feeling. We're certainly not saying that the conditions of your world don't continue to perpetuate what you're attracting. But what we are saying, what we want to say loud enough that you can hear it, is that the conditions don't have to control the vibration that you're offering. And when you figure that out, now you're living unconditional love. Now the conditions no longer are in charge. Now you are. The conditions are just conditions. Like going to a buffet. You don't take it personally. Oh, there's stuff there that I don't like. They must not like me. They must not have known I was coming. If they'd known I was coming, there would be only things that I want to eat there. You don't take it personally. You just pick among it the things that you do want. And so that's the way we want you to feel in this world. We want you to accept that it is your point of attraction that matters, and you just got to do anything and everything that you can do to make yourself feel blessed, feel fortunate, feel like the beneficiary of a stream of source energy consciousness flowing to you. If you had any idea how much energy is focused upon you precisely and individually, you would never again feel not loved, or not important, or not capable, or not blessed. If we could paint a visual diagram so that you could see the point of attraction that you actually are, where you stand, and all that's funneling to you. And if we could convince you that anything that you're not getting is simply because you're not letting it in, it's not because it's not being given to you. The potential is there. You just got to find a way of putting your shield down and letting it in. And when you try to let it in through hard work, that just puts the shield up more. When you just make yourself feel more competitive or more victim or more deprived, more working hard. I worked all night, and that person isn't hardly working at all, and look what they're getting. That person's on welfare, and they're just getting all that stuff, and I go to work every day, and I work so hard. Watch the things you say and see whether you are putting a shield up that is depriving you, because if you're not living abundance, you're depriving yourself of abundance. If you're not living clarity, you're depriving yourself of clarity. So how do you stop doing that? Well, it doesn't help to have somebody say, you're depriving yourself. You're depriving yourself. But you are. You're depriving yourself, so how are you going to stop it? Well, you just got to find some way, and maybe a tree has to fall on your house, or maybe a avalanche has to flow through it. Maybe something big has to happen to make you realize that there are forces that are flowing, and that you just kind of got to go with the flow. Go with the flow. Did we get anywhere in the vicinity of helping you?
You covered all of it. You really did.